Well, you're not imagining it. You go to the pump, you keep getting kicked in the gas. Pump prices still rising, now at a record level for this time of year. No relief coming certainly from Canada's Keystone Pipeline because, well, we don't have a pipeline. In fact, Canada's Prime Minister in China this week trying to sell oil to the Chinese. So I've got a question for you. From whom would you rather buy your gasoline? Daggett McDowell asking her viewers on the Fox Business Network all week in what she will admit is an unscientific internet poll, but we never let that stop us here. All right, what did you learn? What did you learn?
We learned that when asked where would you buy your gasoline, where would you rather buy your gasoline from, the Middle East, Venezuela, or Canada? Almost everyone said, absolutely, I want to buy my gasoline from Canada. It raises an issue.
It would have been a pistol if they said 90% of the Middle East.
Well, I just said, that was, I love you, but that was a kind an interesting lineup you had there.
Well,
it's like the Rogues Gallery in Canada.
Well,
See,
you know what?
I think the fact she put a happy face on Canada gave it away. It was a subliminal message.
But it raises a good, two things. Wouldn't it be great if you could actually make that choice when you went to buy your gasoline, number one?
You know, that's a very good point. Yeah.
But number two, what do you prefer, ethical oil or conflict oil? Because that's how you can divide the types of oil that we import into this country. And wouldn't we love to have more Canadian oil? But guess what? Because that the White House put the kibosh on the Keystone XL pipeline, that oil is now going to be going to Canada, and the American people clearly can't be happy.
To China.
Oh, to China. What did I say?
Do you think that Prime Minister Harper, though, Canada, Ben, was calling our bluff, that he would seriously go through a deal with the Chinese? Or this is a legitimate thing? Look, I want to sell it to you. You guys were balking. I'm going to go to
the Canadians have made a phenomenal investment in money and manpower and woman power, too, I assume, in these tar sands. I don't think they wanted the oil to just sit there. The Chinese are ready buyers. They've got tons of money. It was so insanely out of sync with the feelings of America for Mr. Obama to veto that pipeline. I can't even conceive of how crazy it was. Now the Chinese are going to be the beneficiaries. Is kowtowing to the environmentalists.
We should point out the little positive news here is that as they increase production, you know, more oil on the market.
Right.
Overall prices should go down, you know, from the marginally from
on paper.
On paper. But it is pretty interesting. You know, what I want to know was, did anybody vote for Venezuela?
I'll vote for Venezuela.
Yeah, there were two Venezuelans.
I'll vote for Venezuela.
Yeah, muy bien. All right, so look at it now, Neil Weinberg. If this is a done deal, let's say the Canadians are getting impatient, they want to do a deal with China, we end up not getting this, you could flip it around and say the Keystone Pipeline, our part of it, can't be resurrected because it's done, so game over, right?
Well, I think both parties here have been playing a lot of politics with this. The Republicans attached it to a bill that gave President Obama very little time to look at it. The Business Roundtable, a very pro-business group, came out and said that no leader likes to have a gun to his head. So I think both parties in this political season...
No offense. How long did he need to figure?
Well, they had 3 years, but that's okay.
It gave him 2 months.
This is like a 5-minute decision. Okay.
But let's face it, there was no reason we had to have a hard deadline here. Both sides are playing politics, and in terms of where we should get our.
Wait a second. Why not? Gas prices are going up.
Not only are they going up.
By the way, Neil did raise a very good point in that this being the government, there was the technical issue of Nebraska not having its documents in order as to where that path would be. Now, that's a stupid reason to stop something, but it was a legitimate, it's like, well, your paperwork isn't in.
But Neil, Nebraska came up with an alternate route, and that both
through Rhode Island. It was through Rhode Island.
And Republicans and Democrats in Nebraska agreed that, okay, the new route was okay. Listen, to the point with China, they've already pumped $16 billion into Canada. Canada loves them. They're willing to do this thing, and they will put up the money. Secondly, gasoline prices, highest January ever. Neil talked about a political leader having a gun to his head. How about the American people having a gun to their wallet? That's what we're talking about here. This is the point that we're all missing. This is not about politics, Neil. This is not about someone's ego. This is about, listen, doing the right thing for your country.
And the environmentalists are missing the point of, okay, now it's good to the environment to put that oil on a ship and ship it to China and have it refined in refineries that are not up to the standards ours are, have it burned then in factories that are not up to the standards
so
of
they
our
can
factories.
fill up their planes and bomb Bahamas.
Right. By the way,
Right now,
there's-
the pipeline right now is a political football. This thing's
Right.
going to get passed. Both sides want to come
When?
out in favor of jobs.
Absolutely.
I think
This is
Neil's
just
right about
politics.
that. I think in the end, this is a look.
Yeah, well,
But
Absolutely.
there's an interesting political dynamic here. We are all assuming the economy is getting better. That's
No, we're not.
Very good for the. A lot of people are. That the economy is getting better, and
Charles
it's good for
Payne
the
has seen a
president.
depression for as long as
That's
we've
right. There's what is it? Abby Joseph Cohen. But anyway, no, she's a bull. I'm sorry.
She's always a bull.
Yes, that's right. That's
this
what I'm talking
week.
about. But think about it. Is higher gas prices, is that going to be a potent election
Absolutely.
issue
Absolutely.
that sort of counteracts the fact that unemployment's going down?
When
That
they're
is
at
interesting.
when they're at $4.60 a gallon in places like New York and California, you betcha, and that's
All right,
where
they're
they're
not
going.
that far away.
And that's when we'll have a separate poll that they're going to be working on showing Lucifer.
Are you mocking? Are you mocking the work on the Fox?
I love it. I love
I
it.
just
It was
wish you
great.
would have had America on that poll.
Yeah.
That's
It was about imported oil.
Oh,
Charles.
yes.
Okay.
Where was America?
I want to know who voted for
Where was
the Middle
America?
East and Venezuela. We should
All
tell
right,
the
well, that's it
CIA.
about us. We're fair and balanced to the point of being sickening. All right, when we come back.